Global population growth. In 1800, world population stood at around 1 billion people based on estimates, driven by progress in medicine, agriculture, and growing industrialization. Numbers rapidly climbed to 1.6 billion by 1900, a 60% increase in just 100 years. The 20th century saw even more rapid growth rates. Hitting the 2 billion mark in 1927, global population then incredibly surged to 3 billion by 1960 and exceeded 4 billion before the end of the 1970s. That's a doubling within just 50 years. Population expansion started slowing towards the end of the century, but is still projected to hit over 9.7 billion by 2050, and potentially peak at 10.9 billion during the 2090s before declining. The UN projects numbers could stabilize around 10.9 billion during the second half of the 22nd century. Much of the population growth is occurring in developing countries in Africa and Asia, due to high fertility rates, while developed countries have slower growth. Nigeria's population, for example, is growing at a pace of around 2.6% per year compared to only 0.1% for a country like Germany. Urbanization trends. Alongside total population rise, the past 70 years has seen intensified urbanization with a mass exodus to cities across the world. In 1950, around 751 million people, 30% of world population, lived in urban areas. This rose to 4.2 billion people, 55% of total, by 2018. The UN estimates that today's 55% urban share is expected to reach 68% by 2050. Countries like China and India are urbanizing at a rapid pace. China's urban population went from under 20% in the 1970s to 60% currently, with growth likely to continue. Key drivers of surging urbanization include industrialization and job opportunities in cities, along with improving urban infrastructure and living standards. Congestion, housing shortages, inequality, and sustainability issues often accompany this intense growth.